Alright, so we're gonna do Meet Rocket and Group, but first, um, before we do that, I'm gonna do Deadpool Daily. I gotta do this. This is gonna help us a little bit for the, Meet Rocket and Group, and plus two, um, the Ultimate Horror Puzzle Voice Guide Part 2. So consider this here a 2-on-1. Alright, so mainly what we're gonna do here, well, I did some preemptive planning with 5-star Thor. But usually what I would do is I use 5-star Thor and have him tenderize before I go into my next events to ensure that he's at half health and he's able to do his thing when it comes to firing off his passive abilities, because we'll be using him. I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but it's something we're definitely going to be using, not for the duration, but it's gonna be, how can I put it? It'll be like a linchpin for what we're trying to do. So we got about 5 minutes before the event starts, so I want to try and get most of this here done. The main thing what I want to do in today's video is to give you all the expert tips and strategies on how to handle the new release events, because I had got a comment in the comment section in a previous video. They asked me how do I fare in new release events. You know, like what type of placement do I expect? How many covers do I expect to get? Things of that nature. So we'll go into full detail about that. Then we'll be explaining away a few things, how to tackle new release events, how to plan for them, making sure that you get your proper planning and all that good stuff. So it'll be a good video. So the main thing you really want to do at this point in time here, like if you're waiting, extremely late to do your Deadpool Daily, especially if you're in shield clearance 7 and 8 and 9, or even in your lower shield clearance levels, you'll be relying upon your 2-star, some of your 2-star characters, some of your 3-star characters. So you want to try and go in with as much help as you possibly can with those characters there. For me, and those of us that play in shield clearance 10, so frankly, we don't care how our 2-stars enter the fight. We don't care how our 3-stars are going to enter the fight, because we'll have more than enough characters to handle whatever it is we're going to be doing. Alright. Go this way. Let's see how much time we got. 2 minutes. Alright. So after this fight here, this will this will set up beautifully for explanations and getting into what we gotta do. So I'll finish the last two on camera. Alright, so me, Rocket, and Groot, as you can see, you got your different shield clearance levels you can select from. Again, I'm going to be entering from shield clearance 10. And then you can see the different rewards that you get in the shield clearance levels. So again, for us, we get more 5-star rewards and 5-star shards, and of course, you know, Gamora, if you finish in, like, if you just show up and finish in the top 800, you at least get some shards for Gamora. Typically, I'm within the top 100 or up in here, so between the top 50, top 51 to 101. So we're not gonna spend any more time. The event should be, yep. So as you can see down at the bottom, that's the placement that I'm starting at, and that's at 640. For opening nodes like this here, again, you want to bring in at least one of your boosted characters into the fight. Whoever's boosted up on the list, because they're gonna have much more damage than some of the members of your team, you know, to begin with. So whomever the boosted character is, bring them up into the fight. Like I said, boom. Could it be a lot faster with Immortal Hulk? Absolutely. Alright, we'll go back to the main node in a minute. Here, Intergalactic Vacation. Again, whatever the loner character is, you'll be having them. Again, I'm rolling with Apocalypse and Thor. Would it be extremely faster if I had Okoye and Immortal Hulk? Absolutely. But assuming, you know, you don't have either one of those characters, you can use the 5-star, well, the 3-star version of Thanos, or the 5-star version of Thanos, because again, you want to quickly finish nodes off ASAP. Probably could have just did the survival of the fittest and then all that there, but it's all good. Alright, next up, challenge nodes. Challenge nodes, gotta get rid of those there quickly. You'll be taking advantage of saved teams. Here, this is one of my saved teams, and of course you're gonna use boost. With Okoye, you're gonna need her team ups. And again, here there's no real priority as to who to take out first. Just smash team up, smash team up, smash team up. Here, fire off Iceman's power, match away any of his Icemen, do a little team damage to the enemy team. Then you know, just destroy him like that. That's it. Quick and easy, quick and easy, quick and easy. Like you don't have, you're pretty much in a race against time because you're competing with other players. So any one mistake that you make, that will hurt you in terms of placement. So you want to try and minimize as many matching mistakes as possible. You know, always look at the board, see how it's going to settle down first, and then you know, plan accordingly. Also, too, another thing that's important is how your players or your characters are set up. And we're gonna go into that in deep detail as you know, as we get further and further into the video. Get another one of those Icemen out, because again, these are challenge nodes, so and then the main reason why you're using Iceman has a stun, he has a pretty solid team attack, so you're able to reliably do team damage almost every turn, or every other turn if you have the repeater tile set up properly. And again, you're not going to be really using any team ups. You're not going to be doing any, you know, extracurricular stuff. So remember, speed. And then also too, if I remember at the end of the video, you also have to have the proper supports as well. Some supports help characters out a little bit more than others, but I'll make sure to touch on that as well in today's video. See, and now you see how much damage we're doing now with Okoye, with the team ups. Like every other match that we're making, like, you know, we're just whittling the team down. And now here comes the team damage version. There goes old pistol Pete. And there you go. So that's gonna knock out the challenge node. So again, get your challenge node team, best challenge node team that you can. Here, again, featured characters Black Bolt. So what you're gonna want to do if you don't have the required character, you're gonna surround him with your strongest characters if you can. Again, with Okoye, you know, you're gonna need team ups. Here, I probably is Immortal Hulk will probably be a little bit faster. But since Black Bolt is going to be making my life a little bit harder with red, and he's going to be a little bit stronger, at least matching wise with red. I mean with black and yellow and blue and green. Yeah, so Okoye is not going to be tanking as much, so I'm gonna definitely have to switch the strategy out a little bit, at least for this node here. But at least his yellow ability, well, excuse me, his energy challenge, at least that's gonna do a little bit more damage to one of the modules. So alright, let's see, match blue, threaten, whatever. There's energy channeling, Conda forever. That always had a backup,
probably could have ended like a turn and a half earlier.
But, you know, it's whatever. Here,
this is probably going to be the second fastest team that I could probably use. So once I get
enough yellow from Thor to Apocalypse, and Apocalypse is going to be doing, you know, massive damage thanks to his red ability, and then only thing I really have to do is just make sure I don't match up too many charge tiles and let Apocalypse's let his damage, you know, just continue on.
I know you probably don't want to use
Quasi-Sonic Whisper because, you know, that's gonna slow you down and ruin the board and all that good stuff. Alright, there's God of Thunder.
Now I just need one more
Black match and I can knock them to oblivion. There we go. Alright, Forge and Fire. That'll get rid of him. And that should get rid of Muscle. Came pretty close to it. But then again, could it be done a lot faster? Yes, it absolutely can. It absolutely can. So I probably should have had one of my timers out just to see how fast or how long this was going to take me, but after the next video I think that's what I'll do. Alright, there's the yellow. Want to make sure I get enough yellow to
get rid of it,
to activate Apocalypse. So now we just wait on the red tiles to be popped by Thor. But in the interim, let's do a little damage there. Grab some more green. Probably could have grabbed black, but
we got
a much higher priority. Alright, Forge and Fire, get somebody pretty wounded.
They probably wonder, well, why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you fire off
any of Black Bolt's powers? No, not really. Again, Black Bolt is here for the ride. Alright, let's get rid of this blue here, because we got a team up tile that's going to do a massive amount of damage. Alright, here's our black. Alright. Took you long enough. Boom.
Now, one of the things I definitely got to mention, I definitely got to talk about countdown tiles and all that there.
So that's going to be in a separate video, an addendum to this.
So this is like part
one of, you know, however many long segment for the basics. So remember, get rid of critical tiles. Don't want critical tiles to be up on the board for too long, because the AI might accidentally match them away, and you're gonna be feeling kind of sideways.
And also too, we're not worried about any team ups
to fire off, because excuse me, again, speed is the name of the game.
Now for the Cape Pride node, your 2-star node, well, excuse me, your 4-star node, you're pretty much going to be rolling with some version of oh my goodness, of Thanos, either 3-star Thanos or 5-star Thanos, one of the two of those. Well, really 5-star Thanos. That's pretty much who you're going to be running with your 4 stars, 4 stars and 3 stars. You're gonna be rolling with 5-star Apocalypse, and you're just gonna be, after you make one match, you'll just be mowing people down by court death. And that's pretty much what I'll do with the when I get to the 3-star node. No need to fire off oh my goodness, Thor's red, because again, even though it's a multi-hit move, it's not gonna do us any good, because it wastes a little bit more time. You're talking like fractions of seconds, and you know, for some people, you know, that's the difference between, you know, 50th place to 51st place. You also want to be consistent as well. Consistent in the times that you're able to play, and making sure that you're in the right brackets, and that's something that I'll mention pretty briefly. So there's a lot of times I know a lot of people, they might not be able to play PVE whenever they can, or you know, however their schedule permits them. So you got to try and figure out a way to you know, play PVE to fit your schedule. So one of the things that you can do is you can look at a thing. It's like one of the brackets. It's like a PVE bracket, and it tells you how many people are in the bracket, and, you know, when, so what time the event flips. Well, what I mean by flips is like, when does the next set of brackets take place, and all that good stuff. So one of the things you want to be mindful of with that is whether or not okay, thought we had commercial interruption there. I would have thought Killmonger would have been a little bit better. Even though he's higher level, it's just this trap tile gonna be slowing us down just a little bit. There we go. Alright, now we'll fire off Electro's ability. Add a little bit more damage on the board with strike tiles. And that's something I know I'll be talking about heavily as we get deeper and deeper into the video. The difference of the different tiles and whatnot. Is just right now focus primarily on speed. Alright, don't have anything good, so red it is then. start from the top. Nope. This would be a decent little cascade here. So I don't really care about cheap shot. Electro strongest colors green, then black. So we're just trying to make as many green and black matches as possible. There's Court Death. Let's get rid of this blue. Thank you for buzzing through in my ear. I mean, yeah, sure, we'll use Thanos' green, but really again with these nodes here, the 3-star nodes, you're not even worried about the 3-star character doing anything extracurricular. All right, the easy nodes. Easy nodes, what you pretty much want, you want Rocket and Groot, you want Juggernaut, and you want Thanos. Alright, now the reason why you want all, say, these 3 particular characters, now again, it doesn't matter which Thanos you use, I prefer the 5-star Thanos, but 3-star Thanos will get the job done. So main thing you're really doing, you're making a match either with Juggernaut or with Thanos. well, really with Juggernaut. You're making a match with Juggernaut. Juggernaut's gonna have increased match damage because of the strike tiles from Rocket and Groot, 4-star Rocket and Groot. So one match, as you can see, it's like blue strike tiles. Boom, just one turn. One turn, boom. All these guys here are done. Alright? Alright. These style nodes here, again, you're gonna want your absolute fastest team that you can construct. If I had Adam Warlock, he would be a lot better in this situation here, but alas, I do not have Adam Warlock champion, so. But the reason why I got Professor X here is because of situations like that with the match force, like any match force that you make, either from Okoye or, the Cascades from Immortal Pulp, they'll quickly wipe out an opponent. Alright. Alright, now I forgot to add my my team ups here, but it's perfectly okay. Get a Cascade Hero match 4s, doesn't matter because the hood's gone. Now I know you've seen the match 4 in blue, but again, we primarily want team ups. That's all we want. Team ups. Team ups, team ups, team ups. Here's a match 5. That should down bullseye pretty quickly. Because he has his Protectile out. That's why. Anyway. He's down. Alright, and there's like an order of operations that you have to do each of these nodes also while I'm thinking about it. So I'm gonna be again, so I want to apologize in advance for being a bit scattered with my thoughts. There's a lot to go through here, and I want to try and get through the PVE portion as quick as I can to make sure I fully give you all the information that you need to see. Alright? Let's go this way, get some team ups so that we can continue the madness of Immortal Hulk. Now, the only thing that slows down Immortal Hulk is if the enemy team happens to match green, or if there's Protectiles on the board. But you know, this is why Professor X is here. Like, if I need some extra green on the board, there you go. He creates extra green with his purple. A lot of people would think, well, couldn't you use Scarlet Witch? Again, you could, but again, that's taking time. And again, the name of the game here is speed. Remember, speed kills. There's a match 5. Again, we want team ups to increase our damage from Immortal Hulk. That's gonna bypass any and all Protectiles. And you're probably wondering, well, you got Immortal Hulk out here. Why did you bypass the match 4? Not every match 4 is going to be the best match 4, because again, with Okoye, she always wants to be out in front with her team ups, and so we keep her out in front with the team ups. But again, like I said, we'll go into full detail with each of the nodes completely once we are done speeding through the nodes. Like, I'll actually go through the nodes and use regular characters to not necessarily beat the nodes, because we don't want to do that. We want each node to be shown at the fullest that we can show it, but but also to give you all a little bit of insight and information to making sure that you all are able to successfully complete the nodes in a timely manner. Alright. And just team up match, boom. Now, one thing that I know that a lot of people from Shield Clearance 7 are noticing is how massive the AP pool, well, the health pools that we have to deal with in Shield Clearance 10, and yeah, they're pretty massive. Let's get a quick heal there. Let's set up a match 4. Hopefully this will result in them getting downed. If not, well, I knew Immortal Hulk would. I've got one more of these here to complete. Alright, we'll go this way with yellow. Yeah, Juggernaut, you ruined my fun. Team up with black. Get rid of some of that. Okay, there's Juggernaut's green ability. Another thing you probably are noticing too, like I have no animations on, and yeah, animations slow you down, as well as the banners popping up for each of the enemies' powers. And this is gonna hurt just a tad. So, well, this is the reason why Okoye is out in front, because she can heal off most, if not all, of this here. Take the match 4 down him. And I'm not really worried about her health now because she'll have more than enough health to help me finish the fight off. Let's get team up. I was looking for something a little bit more constructive, but wasn't too cooperative. Alright. Again, make sure you got your boost ready. And get ready to rock'em sock'em robot. There kind of really didn't have much of a choice but to match green, because it was either make a green match or don't make a green match, or I should say make a green match and have Immortal Hulk out in front, or make a green match and have Okoye out in front. And I'd rather have her out in front. Again, more team ups. Alright, we're making somewhat decent time here. Somewhat decent time. Again, could it be a lot faster? Absolutely. Like, you have some people who are finishing PVE nodes in like under 20 minutes. You know, and that's why I said, oh man, I kind of wish I had Adam Warlock. And I missed up a match 4 up there that would have sped things up a little bit more. Alright, 17 team up top. I think that should carry us to victory. Yeah, that'll definitely carry us to victory. Make one black match here. And boom. And again, here, I haven't used any health packs at all. You know, so all we're doing is just running through, making matches, knocking everybody out on their feet. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well, what's gonna happen if you're rocking a group and your Juggernaut get wiped out? You swap them out with the boosted characters. Probably should have matched red, because that was that's the higher of the strongest colors for Ragged and Groot. I mean, oh my goodness, Juggernaut. All right, there we go. Alright, so I know Rocket and Groot's gonna get downed after this fight here. I already know that, so I'm getting that prepared right now. So, say goodbye to the trash panda. Alright, and then we're gonna say bye-bye to the Juggernaut, and then we'll go into full detail about all the notes. And I'll switch in Killmonger. Yeah. Probably should have swapped in, now that I think about it, Electro. Electro would have been a whole heck of a lot faster. Alright. So, before I get back to Welcome to Earth, let's finish off the Deadpool Daily real quick. And so, now that we have a little bit of time to actually explain away everything that's going on with Marvel Puzzle Quest with the game. So let's actually break things down significantly. Punisher match actually works out well for the demonstration that we're going to do, as well as Dakin. I kind of wish Deadpool will cooperate with me too, but I don't think he's going to be living long enough. Alright. So, you hear me talk a lot about making the right match, or making sure, you know, I'm matching the strongest color that I possibly can. Alright. Now, to understand what I mean by that, we have to take a look at how each character is made up. So, as you can see on the board, we got colors on the board of a variety of colors, and you see that each one has a different icon attached to a different character. So the bullets associate to Punisher, the yellows associate to Kamala Khan. If you had a strong enough Dakin's color, Dakin will appear up on the board with his symbols. Alright. Now you'll notice like there's numbers on the sides of each one of the characters, you know, by their colors. So what these different numbers mean, these are your particular amounts of damage that they do on each color. So Punisher's case, 134 on black. Let's look at black. Deals 134 damage. You make a match three times 134. You know, little under 500 damage, thereabouts at least. Well, no, hang on. Actually, if it's a match 3, it's gonna be 300. 300 and that. Hang on. Oh my gosh, my math teachers are gonna have a conniption at me. Like, let's see, you fell. 372. There you go. So it'll be 372 for that there. If you made a match 4, multiply that by 4, which is what we'll do once we get into the fight. So each number by each color represents the character. Whenever you make a particular match with each character with their icon, it means that they will be out in front. So if I wanted Kamala Khan out in front, I would make sure I would make a yellow match to put her out in front. or a purple match to put her out in front. If I want Punisher out in front, match any other colors that have his tiles on the board. Okay. Now, if we take a look at Punisher's powers, you see black, green, and blue are how his powers are aligned with the strength of his tiles. Now again, there are a few outliers behind the the strongest colors being from top to bottom. For instance, 3-star Magneto, his strongest color, I want to say it's red. I want to say because originally Magneto was a red, blue, and purple user way back in the day. But because of how easy it was for him to go infinite by himself, yeah, they changed that. Same with 3-star Spider-Man. Well, he was another beast and another one of those insane characters of a 3-turn stun for 3 AP, or was it a 5-turn stun for 3 AP once you had enough web tiles on the board. It was ridiculous stuff. But as you can see, Punisher's 3 strongest colors: black, green, and blue. Then followed up by team-ups. Then red, purple, and yellow. Now let's switch over to Kamala Khan real quick. You see her strongest color is yellow. Remember, Punisher's, his was 16, 17 with the yellow, and purple was pretty weak too. So there's the tanking process there. So her colors are stronger than Punisher, even though Punisher has more levels as a 4-star champion, and he's not completely maxed. And even if he was completely maxed, his purple and his yellow would not even be on par with Kamala Khan unless you add supports and other ways to manipulate match damage. Alright? Now, one other thing that you gotta notice too, critical tiles. So the critical tiles, like, they'll do a little bit more damage based on certain factors. Punisher's, his is 4.5. Dawkins is 4. Kamala Khan's 3.5. Some characters will have different properties in terms of critical tiles. So again, you just want to be mindful of who makes, like, whenever you make a match with a critical tile, who has a better critical tile match. Again, you're probably like, oh my god, this is like too much right now. It's like just to make it very, very simple. If you make a match 5, just want to make sure your strongest character is making the match for the match 5. That's all you need to know. Okay. Alright, so we talked about the matches, and we talked about how each color is representative of each character, them being out in front, get into a fight a little bit, and once we get
well, we're going to talk about strike tiles right now. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I forgot my Dakin isn't at the level to where he can create strike tiles. Hopefully, I do mean hopefully, Black Panther can make some strike tiles. If not, you know, whatever. Okay, so we got a dilemma here. So we see that the team up tiles, they do 67 damage. Okay, purple does 74. Now we know Kamala Khan, she can heal all that stuff, no problem, no problem. So the question you want to ask yourself is this: like, okay, well, who do I want to have in front? Do I want to do a little bit more damage with Kamala Khan, or do I want to have a little bit more damage with the a little less damage with the Punisher, but he's still relatively healthy. Well, both of them are relatively healthy. But if it's a situation where you're like, okay, well, if I make this match here with Kamala Khan, you know, she's at like super low health, you know, you'll be like, okay, this is where I want to make the match to keep the Punisher out in front, let him make some more matches, and have him do his thing. Here, we'll do the Kamala Khan because we want to actively deny Deadpool of his purple. All right. Let's see. I want to get green because it's second strongest color. Could have went with black, but black is a relatively dead color for them. Alright, skills and abilities. So each character has different skills and abilities. You just gotta go through and see, you know, the different skills and abilities for each character. There will be some that'll fit to your playstyle. There's some that won't fit to your playstyle. So you just experiment in these situations here. Alright? Now the numbers on the sides of each character, you know, it determines the amount of what they call ability points to fire off each power, and then of course it has a comic book text box that tells you exactly what each power does. All right. So you see Kamala Khan's, her purple cost 8, her green costs 12. Punisher's black costs 10, his green costs 10, his blue ability costs 8. Someone like Dakin, he has a black ability that's passive, that doesn't cost anything. He would have a purple ability that didn't cost anything, but it would create strike tiles on the board. And then he has a green ability a blue ability that costs 5, and then it does its own thing. Okay? So we want to keep Dakin relatively healthy, and we want to, you know, keep as many blue tiles as we can on the board. So let's switch some number of tiles, you know, random tiles from yellow to green. Okay? Now, Punisher's green ability is actually pretty cool. This is a move that I like to call a team damage move. Okay, so team damage moves inflict direct damage to the entire enemy team. Okay, and team damage moves, they affect everybody that is invisible, active enemies that haven't been downed, stunned enemies, and I think that is it. The only ones that they can't affect airborne enemies, because airborne enemies aren't anywhere in the fight. So, fire off merciless charge. As you see, that downed Deadpool, keeps Thor, Black Panther,
still in the fight. Now, see, they got a team up ability active. We'll talk about team ups in a second. But stuns, how stuns are, any characters that are stunned in the fight, they effectively are asleep, and any of their powers and abilities that would be activated on the board, they aren't active at all. But they can be affected by anybody else's powers. They can be affected by team damage moves, uh, targeting moves, non-targeting moves, etc. And then also too, whoever the character is that's not stunned or whatever, you'll have the full allotment of the colors to select from. So again, you see 16 damage, 17 damage there, green's 15 damage. I mean, yellow's 15 damage. I wish green, if green was 15 damage, I think I'd be kind of cooked right about now. I kind of wanted you to talk about use your team up abilities. Okay, so team up tiles. If you match these tiles here, these are called team up tiles. They charge up any of your abilities that have team ups, and you have the corresponding numbers across from there. Across from them. Each one of your team ups, it'll drain your team up AP just like how it would if you were to use a power. And you can use up to 3 team ups per fight. And then once you use those team ups, they're gone for good. You can get additional team ups by requesting them from an alliance, mate, and from random drops from enemies. Okay. Now we'll use Army 1, down him, and there we go. All right. Okay, so I need to get characters with characters with strike tiles. Well, we'll talk about Protectiles. I need you. So I think here. I'm not gonna revive you, so no. I need. Well, Bill makes countdown tiles. We'll use you. We'll use you for strike tiles. All right. And I probably should have boosted up my team ups. All right. So we got different tiles that we have in the game. So we have these tiles here that are just matched away. These are called Protectiles. Protectiles reduce the amount of damage that's being done to you by a certain amount. So however many Protectiles that are on the board is going to reduce the match damage, any abilities done towards you. So let's take a look at their team here. Okay, strongest color is blue, so that's going to effectively do 1 point of damage to us. His strongest color is green. Any green matches effectively do 1 point of damage to us. And Goons, their powers are more or less the same, and we'll talk about Goons in a minute. So as you see, our Protectile, it reduces damage to by 212. So the only way you can bypass this 212 damage, as long as the Protectile is on the board, is if they were to fire off a power like Power of Attorney, like that'll get over it. if they fired off something like Thunderclap, that'll get over it. And then Godlike Power. So we'll use the example for Thunderclap real quick. So that's 311 damage there. So if we take away the 200 and 212 that this Protectile has on the board, it'll do roughly about 111 damage, right? Yeah, it should be like 111. Thunderclap. Again, I'm not gonna get out exact numbers, even though I am a math major or mathematician, I should say. I'm not gonna give out exact numbers. I want to try and keep things at a very simple level. Everybody can fundamentally understand. All right. So that's Protectiles. Now, Strike Tiles are different beasts. Strike Tiles increases the amount of damage that we would do. So if we had enough AP to add Strike Tiles on the board, that would increase the damage of Clash of the Worthies, Scuttlebutt, Penance Fair, Weighed and Measured, Abyssal Blades, increased damage for Takeoff, increased damage for Nova Blast, and the secondary version of Danger Zone as well. Alright, now we got Countdown Tiles. Countdown Tiles and Fortified Tiles. We'll talk about the two of those there together. Countdown Tiles, how they work. Very simple. It's a tile that counts down on the board. Each countdown tile has a different property to them. So again, you have to look at your different characters, see how their countdown tiles work, and plan accordingly. Now you'll notice how this tile here has a little bit of a blue highlight around it. These are called fortified tiles. Fortified tiles, how they work, in order for those tiles to go away, you essentially have to match away the tile twice. And what it essentially does, it gives you a layer of protection against whatever the opponent is going to do. Now, there's a couple ways you can get around the whole making two matches to get rid of a fortified tile. If you make a match 4 or greater, and this tile, the fortified tile, happens to be on the board, it'll just remove the fortification instantly, and you don't have to worry about matching it. Or if you fire off a power that happens to select this tile here, say for instance Cyclops is red, his optic blast, and it randomly destroyed this row here, the blue black column. Row, not a column, that's columns. It happens to destroy that row there, it would get rid of the fortification of that tile. But all these other tiles, the team up tile, the blue, green, red, black, all those there, those would be removed from the board, leaving just the countdown tile itself. Now, to notice, I had mentioned something about Goons, this guy here in the back. So these guys, and sometimes gals, they're called Goons. They can't make any matches at all. Their purpose is to give AP to these characters here. Your Cyclops, your Ragnaroks, even my Beta Ray build, and 5-star Deadpool. Give them AP in order to fire off their abilities or to do other annoying things like activate their countdown tiles or whatever. And typically what you want to do against goons, you want to leave those guys there last, because they actively cannot interact with the board at all. Well, there's one exception of one that can actually interact with the board, and those are Ultron sentries. They're if you play it long enough, you know about the Ultron sentries and how they interact with the board. Okay. Now here, this is a normal countdown tile. As you can see, there's no fortification around it. So that's a normal countdown tile. That's a fortified countdown tile. And then obviously you can see the skull means this is the enemies. Well, black skull is the enemies, white skull is ours. Alright, we'll leave Scarlet Witch in the back because I want her to activate her countdown tiles many times as she wants. Alright. Alright, now, strike tiles. Let's talk about these here. So, fire off the Nova Blast. Alright, so how strike tiles work, strike tiles increase the damage that we do to the enemies. Now, strike tiles can also get around Protectiles as well. So as long as you have strong enough strike tiles, they can get around Protectiles. Okay, the strike tiles, they amplify all types of damage. So if you had a thing called attack tiles, which I'll show you those there a little bit later. Yeah, attack tiles. So strike tiles would increase the damage of their attack tiles. Increases the damage of any powers, like I said, that we could fire off. So 410, that's 200. I mean, that's 820, not whatever I was about to say. So 820 damage, plus whatever Beta Ray Bill's power would do. So 13,363. You add that to the plus the strength of your strike tiles that you have on your board, and you can get some pretty insane numbers. If a fire class is worthy, yes, it's just gonna down the enemy. Or even if I make a matchup with the team up tiles, that's gonna down the enemy. I make a match with Deadpool, it'll down the enemy because of the strength of the strike tiles. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so as you can see here, 5-star Deadpool, he gives out these things called spicy taco tokens. That's like one of the main reasons to have him rostered, and I'll show you that vault there in a minute. Then you got your taco tokens, and then you get your covers there. PvP, that's gonna be in a wholly separate video in itself. So this is not even going to be included in this video here. I'm just going to look at this roster. Cool. Alright. Let's see. I said we're going to look at taco tokens, because I know we talked about them in a previous video. But these are your 2 taco vaults. Taco Vault Savory, that's, you play every day, you finish the Behemoth Burrito and all the other nodes, and the Deadpool Daily, you'll get these here with, a chance to get whatever goodies are in there. Taco Vault Spicy, these here are if you complete the different quests
for each particular node. I mean, for each particular day. Again, each quest is going to be a little bit different, so you know, just pay attention as to what quest you have to do. And then this vault here is going to be completely independent of anybody else's. So I have Mortal Hulk up in here. You might have the Blob or whatever the case might be, and then you know, you get your basic support tokens, which we've seen in the previous video, and then you know, AP boost and health packs and red isolate. Alright. So let's get back into this node here, this challenge here. So we're, like I said, I don't want to take more than an hour and 45 minutes to explain away things. So the shield clearance 6, well, I think it's 6, 7, 8, and I know 7, 8, and 9 for sure. You guys are gonna have a different node than what we do at shield clearance 10. You're gonna have like the 2-star node. So your 2-star node, you know, it's gonna consist of your 2-star characters, and all you want to do is you want to have if you've been properly farming your 2-star characters, you know, you have your 2-star farm with your multiple 2-stars, you know, a set of 2-stars that are champion max, and then another set of 2-stars that you're, you know, properly getting your rewards in. You'll be okay in terms of, you know, the damage that they're going to take. So what do I mean by that? Okay. Remember how I talked about in the 3-star node, where you're gonna have your 3-star character, you're gonna have whatever your strongest boosted character might be, and then you're gonna have some version of Thanos, either the 3-star version or the 5-star version. So we'll look at both versions of Thanos real quick. We're just gonna look at the Court Death. So Court Death max champion 3-star Thanos does 5,000 damage to all enemies, and then you know, retaliatory damage to any allies. So you know, 1285. So again, you're gonna be taking a little bit of damage from Thanos, but again, it's okay. Someone like Hawkeye, he can heal it off with his black ability, but again, you're not gonna be really firing off his black abilities as often as you think. You just want to go in and destroy the competition as quick as you can. The 5-star version of Thanos, let me find him. There he is. So 5-star version of Thanos. Again, we don't care about infinite power. We don't care about come get me. All we care about is Court Death. As you can see here, that's almost 3 times as much damage and retaliatory damage towards our team. And you can also see it's a 2-turn stun whenever we Court Death. So 5-star Thanos, you make some number of matches with him, and then you fire off a power to down whoever's at the lowest health total. They'll down the target, do the Court Death damage. The enemy, you and the enemy team will be stunned. Well, except Thanos will be stunned for 2 turns. And you got 2 turns to do whatever you want to do with Thanos. Make matches, activate his green, activate his purple, whatever the case might be. And that's pretty much what you're going to be doing for your 2-star node, your 3-star node,
and maybe even your 4-star node, but the 2-star and the 3-star node especially, and then the easy nodes here. So that's that node, and that node there. Um, the easy nodes again. Bring in Thanos, bring in Rocket and Groot, 4-star, bring in Juggernaut, go in and do massive amounts of damage. Again, don't even think about it. This node here, disorganized crime, mainly gonna bring in your strongest characters, and like I said, we'll actually go up in here because I do need to talk about charge tiles, and I do need to talk about repeater tiles. So we'll bring in Kitty Pryde, and we'll talk about attack tiles, and I'll bring in where are Cloak and Dagger. Could bring in Medusa, but I'll bring in Cloak and Dagger. All right. All I want to do is just get to a point that we can talk about the different tiles. All right. Charge tiles. As you can see here, charge tiles. These here are what we consider neutral tiles. They don't belong to the Majidon, Muscle, and Hitman. They don't belong to us. And what they do, if we make a match with this charge tile, we gain triple AP and we do triple damage. So you see here the max damage here for Black Bolt, 1185. So if you were to make a match 3 involving this green charge tile here, yeah, it's gonna hurt them a whole heck of a lot. And plus 2, we'll gain 3 times the AP that we would have got. So instead of it being like a match 3, it's really more of like a match 5 or match 6 or match 7, like depending upon, you know, if you're making if you're making a match with like a match 4 with the charge tile or whatever. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna actually take a look at the triple AP portion here. So let's see here. So we make a match with this charge tile here. We're already at 3 AP. So if we do this here right, that will give us at least enough AP to use our Quasi-Sonic Whisper and do some pretty insane damage. So 1185 times 3, because that's the original damage, and then an additional 3 as well, if my math is correct. So instead of it doing, let's actually get the math out here, right? So 1185 times 3. Normally that would do 3555. Well, let's see what it would do if we make the match charge tile. 5982. Like I said, we're pretty close to Quasi-Sonic Whisper. So like I said, that's essentially a match. We just made a match 5 with triple AP. Okay. Attack tiles. These tiles here, like I mentioned, these do additional damage to the enemy team, but instead of it doing damage at the start of the battle, it does it at the end of the battle. So if you have some number of strike tiles on the board with the attack tiles, you'll do do a little bit more damage. The only thing though about attack tiles, if there are protectiles on the board, it'll soften the the damage that each of your attack tiles do. So if you have, like, we have at least 3 attack tiles on the board, so 457, 457, 457, plus whatever matches that we get from cascades, or if we match this here, we'll do additional damage to the enemy team. Okay, so there you go. There's the additional damage there from the attack tiles. Okay, Kitty just fired. They just used her repeater tile. So repeater tiles, these tiles here, they're similar to countdown tiles, but instead of it counting down from the number W, where W is like 5, from W to 0, okay? Or I should say W minus. It should be W minus 1. But anyway, so instead of it counting down and then disappearing from the board, these tiles here will count down and they'll stay on the board until whatever the power, dictates that, okay, yeah, you need to disappear, or if it happens to be matched away or destroyed or whatever the case might be. Okay. Now, for this node here, now let's get out of here because I've shown what I needed to show with them. So for this node here, disorganized crime, you got 3-star Doctor Strange, just lean heavily on him. If you have 5-star Kitty Pryde, and she happens to have the her purple ability at 5, where she can eat up those countdown tiles. There you go. If you don't have Kitty Pryde, the next best person that you can use, if I can find them, would be Morbius. Morbius and his feeding frenzy. Anytime you match or destroy an enemy special tile, remove 3 enemy special tiles on the board. That's how you would get past that node there. And you don't have to worry too much about, oh man, they got the repeater tiles on the board. They're countdown tiles on the board. There's nothing I can do. We'll just use Morbius and just match them away. Alright. Juggernaut and 2 muscles. This node, way back in the day when I was in shield clearance 7, 8, and 9, when I didn't have the roster that I had, I absolutely hated this node here because Juggernaut's over leveled, and the muscles, they got the countdown tiles, and it's like, oh my goodness. Here, you got a lot of options here. Again, of course, Polaris and Rocket and Groot, Michael Morbius to match away those countdown tiles. Whatever your boosted characters might be this week, Cyclops might be a good option to destroy red on the board. We'll even talk about boosted characters too, before the video's over with. Like Spider-Gwen, she can stun. Your featured character, Kate Pryde. To a degree, maybe. And then, of course, your usual suspects, Carol, Star-Lord. Star-Lord's actually a good option against any Goons as well, because of his purple and his yellow, making everybody else's powers a little bit cheaper. Mr. Fantastic, because he can fire off random powers.
Three-star Star-Lord. I noticed he was boosted too, so he has a little bit of a board shake, whatever the case might be.
And then this node here, the rocket in a hard place. Again, you got the Hood, who's going to be stupidly annoying because of his blue ability still in AP. Bullseye with his purple ability, adding projectiles on the board, and then Muscle firing off his blue and his yellow to, put either strike tiles on the board or to do team damage, or giving the Hood enough yellow to fire off his twin pistols. So a lot of nonsense here. As far as team damage goes, you can always use 5-star Electro, as long as you have her yellow ability, to minimize the amount of team damage done to you. That's a solution. Again, 5-star, 3-star Doctor Strange. I wouldn't dare use 5-star Doctor Strange, but 3-star Doctor Strange. With the Flames of the Fall team, just keep the Muscle out in the back. Again, Michael Morbius. Anytime there's special tiles on the board, it'll get rid of Bullseye's purple tiles, like those countdown tiles, whatever the case might be. Again, I'm just trying to keep this in perspective for our Shield Clearance 7 players. Let's see. I said so yeah, the Black Bolt node, again, just bring in your strongest characters, and just hopefully you can whittle away at the Don and the Muscle in a quick and effective manner. If you're not playing it pretty fast, again, Morbius gets rid of any of their countdown tiles on the board, and then just have your Black Bolt just do his thing. Cape Pride Marauders, this node here, because probably do need to let's see here. Does she have anybody that can create special tiles to help boost her out? I know he can. Super Skrull. Super Skrull could be an option. Use his blue ability to create either attack tiles, while with the Human Torch version, or projectiles with Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic's ability. Hawkeye, his black ability can create special tiles on the board, both friendly and enemy. I don't know why I got that Hawkeye that low of a set up like that there, when his purple's not really that fantastic. Captain America, he can make special tiles too, but that's only after his countdown tile resolves. And then the Hawkeye node, again, like I said, you bring in, if you have a 5-star Thanos, bring him in. If you got 3-star Thanos, that'll do that, and Doctor Strange, Flames of the Fall team, boom. That's how you get rid of that there. And I know, like I said, whoever the 2-star character is, like bring in either 5-star Thanos or 3-star Thanos and Doctor Strange, and then Flames of the Fall team, and then court death and go from there. Alright. Now, one of the things though that you guys noticed during this video here is the fact that
that I gotta do less clears than everybody else in shield clearance and 9 and below. That's because um, as you saw, yeah, we're dealing with enemies that are level 650. So yeah, mm-mm, nope, 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 nope. Could you imagine doing 650 like 5 or 6 times? Like nope, 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 nope. All right. So we talked about strike tiles. We talked about the protect tiles. I know in part 2 point whatever we'll talk about invisibility tiles, um, and other tiles that I didn't touch upon because we're gonna continue on in part 2.1 of the basics. Uh, how do you complete your grind for getting the top rewards? All right. So before I conclude, do want to take a look at the the placement rewards. Again, if you finish in the top rankings, you get mighty tokens, heroic points, whatever, whatever, uh, ISO 8, whatever, and then, if you finish with your alliance, you get better rewards if you have a better alliance. Okay. Uh, and then we'll also in 2.1 we'll talk about the strategy as to how do you complete each of the nodes the last time. Um, I do need to talk about the particular order of how you do need to clear out each node. So as you can see, each node has a different value here. This is 411 for the challenge node. This here 77. That one's 135. 137. That's 265. I'm just trying to find the different nodes. That's 339, 314, 290, and then so on and so forth. So what you want to do when the fight starts off, and again, this is going to be totally different from if you had wave nodes. It would be totally different if you had wave nodes. Okay. So if you notice at the bottom, this is the timer that you have left. So it's 22 hours, 33 minutes. However long it took you to finish off the nodes, you want to try and allow yourself somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes. Again, depending upon how long it took you to complete all these nodes and get it to where the timer is starting. Um, relative to your competition. So when I finished it, I was in 41st place, and now, some folks, I think they have started over clearing. Yeah, we got a few folks that actually started to over clear, and so they're gonna fall back down in the pack because they over cleared. All right, and I'll explain about clearing and all that there once we get into uh, video 2.1 of the basics. Um, let's see here. As I mentioned about the event rewards, again, you're gonna have your different rewards based upon, your progression. And if you're just worried about progression only, you know, everything that I said about speed, just play the game at your own leisure. Um, but if you're trying to, you know, get some shards for Gamora, you're gonna have to you have to play pretty rough and tough. Because I already know the day 2 video with Gamora, that's gonna be at least an hour and a half long, because it's gonna be however long it takes for me to finish my grind, which that might be 35 minutes, and then plus the initial grind for the next sub node, and then going through and making sure that everything is set up properly, and then also talking about invisibility tiles and all the other tiles that I didn't talk about. Also, one last thing too before I forget, and then I'm gonna go. Always check back to see what the if any of these nodes here are available to this. There's a walk in the park, but you're gonna have nodes on day 2 and day 3 where you're gonna have to check, and you're gonna have to play those there at the start of the round. Make sure that you complete those there. Not necessarily for the initial grind, like they won't count for the initial grind, but as you do day 2 and day 3, it's important that you do those nodes there, because that's an extra 300 to 500 points that can boost your score or have you lower down in the pack. Alright, so let's open up this Deadly Gamora, see what we get. 4-star Human Torch, or 2-star Human Torch. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's time for me to go. Hopefully you enjoyed day 1 of Meet Rocket and Groot slash the Ultimate Guide to Marvel Puzzle Quest 2. Whatever, the introduction into some special tiles and more or less high level PVE. Well, not necessarily high level PVE, but somewhat competitive PVE. Alright, so tomorrow we'll do the grind for this here, and I'll also throw out a link in the description for some additional tips and tricks as to how to. Well, actually, I'll do that there in video too, because I'll have a little bit more time to talk about the brackets and how everything goes, because I won't be as scatterbrained, and I won't be too much under pressure. Alright, so y'all have a good night.